all you people in the green room, don't eat all the food and don't drink all the garage beer. That means you, Adriana. That means you, Scarpati. And that means you, Earl. Adriana's confused. Look, all I see is your nose and your mouth, Adriana. Why? Never mind. I'm not saying nothing. I'll get myself in trouble. Melissa's taking notes so she could throw shit at me later. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. 5 minutes, gang. So get your snacks, get your chips, your popcorn, because it's going to be a nice ride. This is going to be fun.
Father wears his Sunday best. Mother's tired, she needs a rest. The kids are playing up downstairs. Sister's sighing in her sleep. Brother's got a date to keep, he can't hang around. Our house in the middle of our street. Our house in the middle of our there's always something happening.
Oh, welcome
and
to
it's
Wide
usually
Open
quite
Wednesday
loud.
as we have this. Let me do this before I get beat up. Anyhow, Wide Open Wednesday is wide open on Wednesday. Let me find our deal here. Hold on one second, ladies. And it is an all ladies night except for Earl because he's a legend. But tonight is another segment of Leadfoot Ladies of Racing, and we have 4. Count them. I got enough fingers for that.
Oh,
1,
Lord.
2, 3, 4 ladies of racing, and they're good ones. So that's the new logo for you, Kate. I was told I had to put your name in there and all that, and if I didn't, I was fired.
Well, we're
So-
doing, and to your credit, we're doing pink for October, obviously. The original logo was red, and for those of you who remember back in the day when it seems like eons ago now, when I raced, my car was always black and red, and it was always like a ladybug. So
okay.
after
There
October,
you
we can
have it.
switch right back to the red.
Oh no, Fred likes pink.
That's
Watch.
right.
Watch
Oh, that's
what
right. I
happens.
forgot he's the pink guy.
Well, Fred's the pink guy. He's the pink flamingo. All right, now we got to bring the legend in here first, and then Earl always hangs out in the green room. So we'll bring the legend in. Sorry, Earl. It's a little pink tonight, but we'll bring Earl Krause in here. Earl, first and foremost, somebody sent me a picture of the article you wrote about my brother John. Outstanding. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you. It was an honor.
Appreciate it. I wouldn't have anybody else do it. Let's put it that way.
Thank you.
Very cool. And I'm sure when Cheryl gets the race paper, because John always got the hard copy. So, yeah,
still do.
she's going to be very surprised. What's going on, Earl?
Well, good to be here tonight. You know, hey, it's going to be a great show with the ladies in racing. You know, we want to mention, I want to give a shout out because, you know, I announce at Wall Stadium, our ladies in racing at Wall Stadium every Saturday night. Let me give you a quick list here of the ladies who compete on the high banks at Wall. Brianna Page, she's from Brick Township. She races in the sportsman division with the family number 55. And also on occasion with the TQ Midgets of the ATQ MRA. And matter of fact, a few years ago, she won her first TQ Midget feature at Wall Stadium. Nancy Riggleman, she's the wife of Scott Riggleman, multi-time champion in the factory stocks. Nancy runs the factory stock number 89. It's the team car to Scott's number 09. And they call their team the Edge of Divorce Motorsports, number 89. That's Nancy Riggleman. And she runs very well every Saturday night. Shannon Schwartz, a young lady who graduated from the Wall Stadium Garden State Quarter Midget Club last year. And this was her first season racing in the legend cars, driving the family number 01. She did a really nice job each week. Her brother, Thomas Schwartz, also competes in the legends. He's also a graduate of the Quarter Midgets. It's a real family team. Their parents are right there in the pit area every week with them. Bill Schwartz and Chris, their parents, mom and dad. And, you know, it's a real family operation, which is always good to see. Also in the legend cars, Lexi Przlinski. She races in the legend cars as well as TQs. And her brother, Joe Jr., competes in legend cars as well. And going back quite a few years, just about 10 years ago, a little over that, Shauna Ingram raced in the modifieds at Wall Stadium. She's the granddaughter of Hall of Fame car owner Don Ling.
My boss at one time.
Yep, that's right, Don Ling with Ling Trucking, absolutely.
He was my boss. Yep.
And Shauna Ingram began her career in 2011 driving in the sportsman division at Wall Stadium. Don Ling was very good friends with another Hall of Fame car owner, Dick Barney. And Shauna began her career at Wall in 2011, driving in the sportsman division with one of the former modified number 14s. It was converted to a sportsman car. And Shauna won a sportsman feature that first year. And then she moved up to the modifieds. And between 2013 and 2016, she won 3 modified features, driving cars fielded from the Ling Barney shops. And now Shauna has stepped away from active racing, but she's married to a race driver, Eric Muriello, who is a very fine modified driver at Wall Stadium. And they started a family, but Shauna still stays in touch with everyone. So, yeah, we want to give a shout out to the ladies of racing at Wall Stadium. And they do very well every Saturday night, and it's always great to have him here. And it's great to be doing the show tonight with the Ladies of Racing. Kate, looking forward to you as a host tonight.
Thank you, Earl. And then, why are you? Oh my goodness.
Earl, one quick
Yes.
question here is: tell me if this is true or not, Earl. Look at the screen.
Oh yes, Mike Garback. Yes, it was 1978 that Mike passed away after a terrible crash at the Reading Fairgrounds in the Daniel Boone 200, the last Daniel Boone race that was run at Reading. Terrible crash during the race, and he was very seriously injured. Did not pass away at the track, but was hospitalized and passed away several days later. But yeah, Mike was driving the black number 47 on that fateful night, and a great race driver who I first watched when I was a young fan. I watched Mike begin his career at Old Bridge Speedway in Flemington, driving the dollar sign. It was a 55 Chevy that he had, and competed. He drove in what was called the novice division, limited sportsman, and again competed on pavement at Old Bridge. He raced on dirt at Flemington, and he also competed at what was then the paved New Egypt Speedway when it was Fort Dix Speedway. And
Okay.
of course, Mike had a great career, very much affiliated with Emmett Alfrey and that whole team, and drove the number 47 modified. Also drove the Acela number 121. Great racer, Mike Garback. Won so many races at Flemington, competed at East Windsor, all over the circuit. And sadly, late in the year, the Daniel Boone 200 at Reading, Mike was involved in that crash and later passed away. So definitely remember him. Great racer, Mike Garback. Absolutely. He was from Somerset, New Jersey, not too far from the New Brunswick area. And of course, his family, his dad was Tom Garback, legendary promoter, one of the members who was with NASCAR from the very beginning in the late 1940s. And Tom Garback promoted Old Bridge Speedway and also New Egypt Speedway with his wife, Tessie Garback, and later Jimmy Garback, Mike's brother, was the promoter at New Egypt. So great racing family. And now it's continued very proudly. Chris Garback, who competes at New Egypt every week, he carries on that tradition. That's Mike's son, Chris Garback, and he's very honored every Saturday night to be at New Egypt, honoring his dad by carrying on the family racing tradition. So wonderful racing family, and they were honored by the Garden State Vintage Stock Car Club Hall of Fame a few years ago, as members of the organization.
Earl, is there a train getting ready to go through your house?
Just went through. Yes, we're very
hell
close
is
to the Conrail Freight Line. Yes.
Okay.
How about
Wow.
So
Can
Earl,
you?
that?
I did have. So you do, and I'm going to butcher their last name, so I'm going to let you do it. You also have in street stock or whatever they call that division at Wall, Peyton and her sister.
Yes, Peyton and Avery Arthofer. They just started racing at Wall Stadium this year. They have competed regularly at Mahoning Valley Speedway in Evergreen in Pennsylvania. And this year they came over to Wall Stadium, driving the family race cars. Their dad is Lord Arthofer Jr., who's competed for many years. And their grandfather, Lauren Arthofer Sr., a real legend in Eastern Pennsylvania stock car racing. So yes, the Arthofer sisters, I was going to mention them as well. Yes, they have competed very well at New Egypt this year, at Wall Stadium, and great representatives of another fine racing family, multi-generation.
Absolutely.
I would definitely butcher that. Arthofer.
That's why I was like, I know Peyton because we've worked with Peyton for an indoor, but I did not want to attempt her last name.
All right, Earl. We have all these ladies waiting in the wings, and one thing we know is you never keep a woman waiting. So we're going to go in order as they came into the green room. So I'm going to put you back in the green room, Earl. Okay. So we'll take this off. We'll put Earl back in the green room. And first, let's do this first. We have a couple pictures here of this young lady. We'll put this picture up first. Her father drives this car. Sometimes she has to show him how to get the job done, and she gets behind the wheel. She works for SRI. She became really good friends with this guy right here, and we'll talk to her about her relationship with Scott Bloomquist. Scott, one of the greatest racers that we know, and we'll talk to Melissa a little bit about him. We'll go up here. Of course, you see all the banners are pink for the ladies, and we'll bring Melissa Scarpati on here. Hello,
Oh, my
Melissa.
girl.
How are you?
Hi, I got my garage beer. I'm ready.
Oh, look at her.
Go.
Look at her. Look at her with her garage beer. Isn't that
Let's go.
something?
It's
All
like
right.
it's like she's done this
The
before or
Addie
something.
and Heidi
I
run
actually
out
made
to
my
the store
dad
and
go
get your
run
garage
out,
beer.
run out to the garage and go grab it for me.
Well, it is garage beer, Melissa. So you got to get it out of the garage.
Exactly.
We have ours here too, and usually Fred's Moonshine is sitting over there. I didn't want it in front of Kate, but we do have our garage beer here.
Yeah.
One of our official sponsors, and then we have. What do we
I
have?
have
there,
my
Kate?
my Wheel Woman boutique cup.
Yep. See that?
My All Guts No Nuts,
See
my
that?
favorite.
I love that. All guts, no
All
nuts.
Guts No Nuts. I
My
love
wife
it.
will wear that proudly. I got to get one of them shirts. So, Melissa,
Yeah.
tell us, you're always at the racetrack with the dog. The dog is like awesome. Where is the dog?
She's downstairs. She would be barking at me the whole time if I was on here talking to you guys.
Okay. So, do you plan on getting back in a race car?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm working on it. Actually, my dad has another frame sitting here ready to get going. I just really need a crate motor, and that's about it. So hopefully for next year, we'll have to.
There's a lot of
On the
cheater
truck.
motors out there. You could probably get them cheap now.
You know, that drives me nuts all the time. I know from the beginning they should have did a claimer rule with that dang crate class, and it would have never
It's
got
not
this
her.
out of hand.
Yeah, Jack Sean got his motor back. It was legal. The 18 car had some parts or whatever, and so they're going to sort it out. I mean, the last race they teched a whole lot of people, found a whole lot of stuff. But what are you going to do? The horse is already out of the barn, so now you got to do something at the beginning of next year and set a precedent, which I think they will do. And I think it's going to make an equal playing field, not only in the crate class, but in the modified class. So
I think it's great now that there's like this, the Rush series and all that, and they're able to tech these motors now. Like it's so hard, because you don't want to pull apart a crate motor and detect it because you're not supposed to. So at least you know what you're getting back, and you know what it's going to be like, and that's the end of the story. Like, I've had so many people come over, and like my dad got 10th the one night. It's like, hey, you're probably like the first car past the finish line that's legal here. I'm like,
yeah, I know your dad gets frustrated. Kate, what do you got for Melissa? I know
Yeah,
you
go ahead.
wrote some stuff down.
So for those of you, I've obviously known Melissa for a long time, probably as long as you have.
Yep.
Raced with her dad. So for those that don't know, because we want to make sure that everybody knows who everybody is. So Melissa's been short track, obviously a local dirt track racer. She's raised in a family, motorsports family. Her dad's raced. That her dad still races. So that I always love that. And you ran 4 cylinders and crates. Is that right? Did you run 4 cylinders before? No, just crates.
Yep.
And then
I guess both classes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they were just called sportsmen. Now they're great sportsmen. So, you also are your family has a recycling business or a scrap business, and always helping. I know you're always helping out. You guys have a big family, very tight knit family. I always remember your mom and your sisters and everybody always being around. And also, you worked with SRI as a brand ambassador. Are you still doing that?
Yes. And I also own my own hair salon, so I'm a very busy lady.
You are. Exactly. I know that you were a hairstylist, and then I know you started your own business. So how is that going? Like, how are you juggling all of those things?
It's a lot, but I kind of just like have like a set schedule. I make my schedule way ahead of time. I know when I'm going to travel for a race, and I let my clients know way in advance. So they even I'm going to Charlotte next week. So they've had my schedule for the last 3 months. I already have my whole end of the year schedule out to all my clients. They already all know. So everybody like books accordingly. And I send reminders just because, sometimes things happen. But yeah, that's really at the end of the day, that's why I kind of stopped racing full time, is because I wanted to pursue that and open up that, and didn't have the money to do both.
How many years now have you had the salon, Melissa?
I opened it in 2017, so that was my last full season racing at Bridgeport. My last full season at New Egypt was 2013.
So where's it at? Give it a plug. Where's it at? Where can people go? Or are you that busy that you don't want new customers?
No,
or you want
I
new
always
customers?
take new customers. I'm Shabby to Chic Salon in Bordentown, New Jersey. Right
cool.
down the street from Town and Country.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Fletcher, do you get your hair cut at Melissa's place? If not, you better start going there. What's the matter with you? She's basically your niece, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Go there and get your hair cut from Melissa, and then let's talk about Scott a little bit. I know you were heartbroken when Scott left us. A lot of people were heartbroken when Scott left us. What kind of relationship did you have with him? He was quite the character, correct?
Yeah, he was. It is very emotional. I actually met Scott when I went down to Florida for the first time for Speed Weeks in 2021. And, just hit it off, like just became like the best of friends, me, him, Fireball. Like we have one of his crew guys, and we talk all the time, and I still talk to Fireball all the time, just to check in on him, because that was like one of his like best friends. But yeah, I went to Scott's shop a bunch of times, the Planet, as everybody calls it, and it's really, really cool. It was like probably the coolest, obviously, race shop I've ever been to, between all the trophies and even all the hangars with all the planes that his dad built. Like, it is literally like the coolest but craziest place to be. I love him and I miss him dearly, and it's I still have all his like voicemails on my phone when he would call me. Like, just
that's cool.
He's just such a character, and very missed in racing, and definitely in the late model world for sure.
Oh yeah. He definitely done it his way. He didn't have to have anybody tell him. He was an innovator. He made the late models what they are, and he didn't take any crap from anybody. He told you how it was. You took him for what he was, and if you liked it, you liked it, and if you didn't, you didn't. And these big races that you see coming up, he won all them. He had nothing to prove. He won all them. He made the chassis. People run them now, and it sucks that how many people love you while you're alive, but they never let you know that until you die. Yeah. I told my brother John this. He thought nobody liked him. Sadly mistaken, Mr. Leach. And you know what I mean? I always told my brother, I said, you want to find out how many people like you? Die. And it cracks me up, because the people that really disliked my brother, I seen a few of them Sunday, and I'm like, you couldn't stand my brother, but yet you're here to pay your respects. And I really appreciated that. But love the people.
You don't have to stand. You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to agree with everybody or get along with everybody, but you can respect them at the end of the day too.
Exactly. And a lot of people respected him for what he did for the sport, and what he did for the sport is going to go on forever. Nobody's ever going to be able to change what he did for the sport. But I know how close you and him were.
Yeah. Yeah, for
sure. Melissa, one of the things I wanted to ask you, you said, 2013, it was your last race at New Egypt, and 2017.
Yeah.
Well, I started in 2001. So, there's a few years there. Yeah. But as a woman in your position, obviously also being in a, male dominated industry, like with your family, with the business that you have, being in racing and so forth, how do you view the landscape of female racers since you started to now? How do you see that it's changed?
I feel like it's changed a lot. I feel like there's so many more females driving now in general, in every division. I mean, you see them at the go-kart track all the time, especially down in Millbridge. There's like a lot of them. But I just think that, people, it's hard because like I feel like there was like I mean I had 3 in my rookie class, which was actually pretty good for girls. Like there was never any like girls for the longest time
No.
in like the rookies. And then like all of a sudden like we all came out 3 at the same time and it was like it actually was really good. I mean, I was the only one that really continued to race for years later. But you know, at least they got out there and tried it. And I'm just glad that more women are feeling comfortable enough to do a man's sport.
How do you take that into your position at SRI as being an ambassador? How do you carry that same message and
Knowledge.
Yep.
I think knowledge is power. Just knowing what I know, I'm able to have conversations with people about racing more than a female that doesn't know anything, you know, like, or doesn't know much about what they're doing. If they're just getting in and driving, like I've been there when my dad built his 358 Sportsman motor, you know, like I helped him do it. Like I know a lot that people probably don't think that I know. And then so going out and promoting a company, you're able to talk about products and just in general, just racing, you know, parts and just everything. And being able to have that conversation about how the track looks and just all that, like it makes people look at you a little bit different. I think knowledge is power. I think like if you're involved in the sport, you need to know as much as possible. Yeah.
Well, and you just answered the next question I was going to ask you, which was what advice would you give? So I think that right there, I think that is perfect, is understand and know what you're talking about and share that knowledge. And then just, I know that, you know, I've got other people waiting. So you've got so many irons in the fire. Any other projects coming up that you're excited about or?
Well, I have Charlotte coming up, so I'll be down there for the World Finals, and then PRI, of course, I go to every year. And then I don't know. I'm trying to work on my schedule for next year, and I mean I forget how many tracks I'm at now, but like 50 something across the country. So I just like try to build on that, and like I would like to get to 10 at least, like 10 new tracks in a year, which I haven't gotten I think I've gotten to like 8 in a year, but I would love to get to 10 one day because it's hard because you revisit the same tracks a lot, especially when I'm going to the weekly races. But that and just like being able to try to get in the car again, like more at least special races or a full season or something. I'd like to definitely get back into it.
I love hearing that. That is definitely makes my heart smile. So we definitely will be cheering you on and rooting you on. So thank you so much. Is anything else you want to add before we flip over to one of our other guests?
No, I'm good. I got it.
Thanks so much for
Melissa,
coming out today.
thank you.
All right, bye
We
guys.
appreciate it.
On while he's there.
Uncle Fred appreciates it too.
Of course. Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
dear. We'll talk to you later. All right. Now, we will move on to the second person that came into the room.
Did you want to bring Fred on before?
Yeah, we'll bring Fred on because it's past his bedtime, and then we'll go right to the next lady in racing, and then we'll take a break after her and do our ads. But we'll bring this lady on here, or Fred lady. Fred Fletcher. You are in the land of Augusta, Georgia. Are you saying it loud? I'm black and I'm proud.
Why not?
Some of them pictures you show me. Now tell everybody what you're doing in Augusta, GA, as James would say it.
Yeah. Well, I'm been commissioned to handle James Brown's car collection, which is something I've been doing for a couple of years now. So they're getting ready to open up his mansion as a Graceland type of deal, and doing events and all kinds of just stuff to open it up for the public. So I have to get some of the cars are going to a museum somewhere here in Georgia, and I got them ready. I'll be back tomorrow. So I got them ready to go to the museum. A couple others that are going to stay here. I've got just getting them ready and making sure that they're okay for the public to see. A couple of them without giving out too much information. And by the way, the pictures I sent you are for us.
I know.
After January, we're all good.
Top secret. I got you.
So, but yeah, a lot of the truck that he ran from the cops with in 1988, that's here. Still got all the bullet holes in it. I had that running before. Now they don't care if it runs or not, so it's out there. They also had an Excalibur that's staying here. That was a kit car. It's pretty nasty, but I just found a guy down here in Augusta to pick up that car, fix it, and then bring it back because it was more than I could do with hand tools and laying on the ground with no power in his garage. So, and the last one is the black Mercedes that he had. That'll be here. That my friend Dave Washington took James to the hospital when he didn't feel well the day he died. So they're all historical pieces that are going to be here, and I got them ready to go. And I'll be down there, and I'll be down here back and forth a lot over the next 6 months, making sure everything goes right and all the repairs are done. And yeah, it's just a very rewarding experience working with James Brown's estate and getting inside James Brown's house and seeing how he lived. And pretty much what you saw, in the movies and TV is about right. That's how he lived. He was a very exciting guy.
Did you accomplish what you wanted to accomplish down there, Fred?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had a couple of curveballs hit me with the 41 Lincoln that's going to go. That was I had it running last time I was here last year. I came down this time and the starter seized up in there, and I had to tear it apart. And something I haven't done in about 35 years was tear apart a 41 6-volt system starter. The thing's immense. And I had to put new brushes in it, and surprisingly, I was able to buy parts for that. So I couldn't buy the whole starter, but I could buy the parts. So I had to rebuild it myself. And it threw me for a curve, but I got it, and it's running. And
It's like riding a bike.
So
You
that's
were fine.
America's mechanic, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't only do it here; he does it in Augusta, GA. That
Yeah,
means
so-
Georgia, okay? But yeah, that's
I'm
pretty. So
having a good time down here.
You're not going to be back in time to do the show tomorrow, right?
No, I won't be back till tomorrow afternoon.
Nick Marco, go over to the radio station and do Need for Speed.
And otherwise they're doing a rerun.
All right, well, I can listen to a rerun. That's fine.
Yeah, well, I don't want to take up time. I'm not a lady, and I'd rather see the ladies on here.
All right,
And,
well, that's what we're
I
going to
got
do.
a drink. I got a drink down at the bar waiting for me.
All right,
Yeah.
well, go take your drink. We're going to go to Nifty 50s when we're done and have a blast over there. I'll try
Enjoy
and get
that.
some contacts for us, and we'll talk to you later, Fred. Thank you, buddy.
All right, everybody, have a great night, and so glad we're doing this show.
Yep,
Thanks.
absolutely.
Thanks, Fred.
So we removed the boss. That guy is the boss. He is not only is she the tape and the glue that keeps everything together, he's the other one that keeps it. Now we got to
Natty,
go.
right?
We got to go over here.
Addie might be hangry. She was trying to figure out what she was going to do about dinner. So we got to get her in
She's
here.
gonna have to go out with us. See, that's her
All
logo.
guts, no nuts. My
Look-
favorite logo.
That's a pretty And she
Her
raced at
slogan,
New
I
Egypt,
guess.
22A, all guts, no nuts. And if I have to explain that to you, well, then you haven't watched this young lady race. She has this for her business, and she has this for her business. Pretty
See,
cool.
look. I even have my
Look at Kate. Look at Kate. Okay, and then we'll do this, and we will bring her on.
Look at Addie smiling. She's so proud. Look at her.
And look,
See?
she's got her sweatshirt on.
Yes.
What are you doing? Homework, Ad? What are you doing? Homework?
No, I'm just at my desk. It has good lighting.
Now,
She's
who-
got to have a good, her
Who
good,
are
her
you
good
supposed
side.
to go out to dinner with? Your boyfriend?
Well, yeah, but we're not going now. I was just thinking of what I was going to order. It's no big deal.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I don't want her to be hangry. We got to get her
Oh.
on.
Tell him nope. Wide Open Wednesday's more important. And we appreciate you coming on the show. It was cool to see you at New Egypt. I hope you get to come back next year and visit us more often. Every time I approach her, she looks like, what's this clown want now? When I ask her to come on the show, I hope I didn't scare you, but it's pretty crazy because she'll be in the back of the trail. I'm like, Addie, come here, and she's like, oh, this clown again. So, but no, thanks for coming on.
I just message her on, to not freak her out. So
You don't
that's right. I smoothed it over. It's
Thank
okay,
you.
Nick.
I appreciate it. I'm really not a stalker. I'm just trying to get people on our show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, we love having
Well, I
you.
appreciate you coming on again. I know that we had you once before, and we kind of
Yeah, you
had to
got
rush
gypped.
through, so we wanted to do a more, and I have to ask, because I was witness to something that I was so proud this year at Big Diamond, and I, as an official, I have to always be very, but I watch, and I have people that, and I was so excited and proud of you the night that you won at New Egypt. And I know there's some controversy around that, and we don't have to talk about that. But did you win there before you won at Grandview?
So I didn't win at Grandview. That was someone else.
Okay.
That I just won at Big Diamond this year.
That's what I thought. So I was like, well, she'll correct me later.
The Savage girl won at Grandview, right?
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
22. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will say that for the 15 years that I raced, and I raced in multiple divisions, I've done everything you can do in a race car except what you did, which was win. I do not have a checkered flag. I've flipped it. I've caught on fire. I've finished second in points multiple times. But so talk to me a little about
Excuse me.
oh my goodness. Talk to me a little bit about what was going through your mind when you knew you were going to get those checkers. Just talk to me a little bit about that.
I think it was more of an emotion towards just our team, and it wasn't even just the fact that we won. I think it was just such a reward for us and for our team, and how hard we worked, not only this year but last year. And I think it's very humbling in a class like what I run, because it's very hard. You can be very consistent. We're very consistent, and we are at the top of what we want to be. And it just, to get those wins like that, is very hard, especially when you are consistent. Luckily, that event that I ran at Big Diamond was a pill draw race, so we did get to, I had a good starting spot in the heat, and I was very lucky to have a good starting spot in the feature, and I think that is unfortunately in our class that wins a lot of our races. So I was very fortunate that night to get that, and of course you have to stay there, and of course you have to race to get there. But I think that was actually the calmest I've ever been in the lead, which was really weird that race, because I led most of the race. But just coming off and, seeing my dad and seeing my friends and seeing my team be so proud and happy. And it was just that whole aspect of that was so rewarding, let alone just, being able to win.
Well, that is awesome. And I had tears in my eyes when I saw you do it and get out, and knowing that, I know how, you have a really close knit team, and I know you guys work really hard. And so I just was super excited for you. So congratulations on that.
Yeah.
I know that you've come up, and you've also been in the 600 micro. I remember watching you at Trenton that year that you finished on the podium, and it was just, you just kept digging and
That's
digging
when
and
I
digging.
became a fan.
Yes,
I
exactly.
watched
I
her
think
come
a
from the
lot of
back.
people. I think a
Yep.
lot of people became a fan of you, Addie,
Yep.
in that race.
Yep.
So I'm excited that you are officially registered for the Battle of the Bull Ring, which is at Airport Speedway, coming up next weekend. I will be there. Warren is actually flagging.
Yes.
So yes, you're a lot of people say that when I say, oh yeah, well, Warren's like, oh really, great, so we'll be there to watch, so I'm super excited. Talk to me a little bit about going from the 600 to the crate. Like, how does that, the difference? And I mean, I know I did it from a Sportsman to a 4-cylinder to an 8-cylinder to a 270, so like I know there's a big difference. Talk to me about how you kind of transition between the two cars.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely difficult. It's definitely two different styles of racing. And I always say, I feel like modifieds is less of the speed versus more of the critiquing of driving style, versus 600s is more about momentum and I believe, speed. And it is definitely hard to go back and forth, especially will be next week, just because I haven't even raced the 600 this year. So I'm excited to go back to it. I think the last time I ran was Trenton, actually, of this year in February was last time I ran. So this will be the first time I'll have to like basically learn and practice again what I'm doing. But I mean, I feel like going back and forth, especially in the beginning when I first ran sportsman and modifieds, it really did help my driving style. And I learned to do certain things racing certain classes. So I think in ways it does hurt you, but in a way it does help you, because like 600s is so good for reaction time, speed, versus like modifieds is good for, you know, the driving style. And like I feel like 600 had taught me a lot about like avoiding wrecks, and that is a huge thing that we have to do at Grandview, especially.
You have to look so far ahead to try to be able to avoid that, not just right in the front of your car. I learned that too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that is so huge, especially in the crates, because there's always a mess. But that is huge just to even finish a race, especially at Grandview. But no, I love both. I feel like I personally connect more with the modified, and I just enjoy it more. I love the 600s, but if I had to choose, and that's why I run now every week in the crate. But I think just that atmosphere and that kind of driving is just more my specialty.
that's awesome. I agree with that as well. So obviously the racing, I think you had a great season. You know, just like you said earlier, consistent. Again, that win, I still will always hold that in my heart, knowing that was, you know, how that was. So what inspired you, let's shift gears a little bit, to do the Wheel Woman Boutique? Like how's it grown alongside your racing career?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've always been you know, pro, you know, women in racing, but in a way that's not like, what's the word for it, like in your face. Like I love women in racing. I think they should be there should be women in racing. I always hate that racing is viewed as a male sport, because it's just a sport, you know, just like as basketball you can be a man in sports and women's sports. But I think racing is unique because we're against each other versus they're separate. But I always wanted to do the boutique. It's been a thing in years that I've been wanting to do. And then this winter I was like, you know what? I just want to do it. I always had the name Wheel Woman in the back of my mind, just because I always heard, you know, even growing up, like wheelmen, they would always call men wheelmen. And that's and I turned it to Wheel Woman. I was like, I'm a wheel woman, so I want to name that Wheel Woman.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that was how that started. And then a couple years ago, we started with the all guts, no nuts on the back of the car. I thought it was so cool. So, and everybody loved that. That actually was like a viral thing.
Love that too.
that. And then just ideas that I've been working on. I have so much more coming out, and it's
well, I just saw some of the new things, and I'm in love with every single one of them. I'm gonna like go broke buying all of Addie's shirts.
Yeah, especially the last one with the dirt collection. I was like, I had to do that because that's my life. That's where I grew up, and that's what I do. So I had to do something special for that. But I mean, next, like I even have a Christmas collection coming out in a few days, and there's just so much that is in the works. And I'm just so grateful for, I mean, all the people I've met just by, you know, running this boutique now, and all the ambassadors that I have. And I met so many women from all over, you know, the country, racing all kinds of different classes. So I'm grateful for that too.
That is awesome. I'm so proud of you for that. And you're a successful driver. Now you're a successful entrepreneur. What advice would you give young women who want to get into racing or start their own business? I mean, you've been able to do both. So what advice would you give to someone?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so easy to be able to run the business because it's, my passion. Racing's my passion. So when you're passionate about something, it really gives you that drive. Like, I feel like some people start things and it kind of falls off, but like there's a reasoning back behind the boutique, and it means something to me, and I want it to mean something to other people. And then with, racing, I feel like if you view it as, this thing of women, getting into this male dominant sport, it doesn't have to be like that. It can be just a sport for you. So I love, like, I love the women's strength and everything like that. But there always is in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is not for men. This is for everyone. You know what I mean? So if I had any advice for like a little girl who came up to me, which I have all the time, and it's just like, there is no rules. You can do this too. The car doesn't know your gender. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's just, I love empowering women, and I just love the more and more. I mean, it's amazing now compared to years ago how many women are coming, and how many, like, I see all the time. There's so many. I came from quarter midgets, so I see it all the time. But there's so many women coming from quarter midgets, and it's just like, it's gonna keep growing, and it's gonna keep happening, and I love all of it.
Well, it's because of people like you, Addie, that are bold and are willing to come on our show and to talk about it. So I want to thank you for coming on. You're always welcome. If there's
Yep.
anything you're going to do a release or anything, let us know. We'll put it out there.
We'll be at
get you some
Motorsports.
stickers. We'll be at Motorsports.
Yep.
So thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming back on today.
Yeah, awesome. I love watching you kick the boys' asses.
We need a turtle design now, Addie.
That's true. That's a good idea. Maybe a turtle in a race car.
Well, thanks for coming on. You got an open door policy, as she said, and we'll see you at Motorsports, or she'll see you earlier than I will. But
I'll see you
thank
next
you
week.
again.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, we gotta take a pause for the cause here, and we gotta take care of our sponsors, and we will do that now. And we can take
Bob Drayton Incorporated has been locally owned and operated since 1955. Their goal is to provide excellent customer service and quality rentals to every client. They have a large selection of rentals and solutions for every project or every event you have. You can count on their experienced team for fast and courteous service each time you call them. And they have a 24-hour emergency service, locally owned and operated since 1955. That's over 70 years, gang. Licensed and insured, free estimates available, 24-hour service, military and senior discounts, quality products, and an excellent customer service. Check them out, gang. They're located at 151 Big Hill Road, Southampton, New Jersey. Their phone number is 609-859-3629. And they race, that's right, New Egypt Speedway, Bridgeport Speedway. Bob and his son race the 4-cylinder class, and they sponsor the class at New Egypt Speedway. So when it hits the fan, he's your man, and whatever you eat, he's got your seat. They have a 1-800 number, and it's 1-800-521-2014. So whatever you need, give Mr. Bob a call, and he'll help you out. They are official sponsor of a Wide Open Wednesday right here on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. Mr. Bob, he's on the job, and you should be too.
Who is all the rage? Sage Chiropractic. That's right, Sage is all the rage in chiropractic care. Dr. Carey and Dr. Mike will take care of you and all your back needs, and they specialize in other things too. Give them a call, 215-497-0700. They have all the equipment, all the stuff you need to get yourself in shape. They're the people that give Fred his adjustment so he can drive his race car on Saturdays at New Egypt Speedway. They are our official sponsor of Wide Open Wednesday, so go see them. If you have any problems with your back or any other problems you think you're having that are related to your back, you got to go see Sage, because they're all the rage in chiropractic care. So see Sage Chiropractic. Their phone number is 215-497-0700. Go see Dr. Carey and go see Dr. Mike.
You got wheels to see better days. Don't replace them, revive them. That's right. Vibrant powder coating and wheel repair. Bent rims, scuffs, no problem. Vibrant makes them smooth and strong and stunning again. From the street to the strip, they'll make your ride shine like new custom colors, flawless finishes, and durable coatings that turn heads and handle heat. Give them a call today at 1-267-566-6842. They're located at 569 Unionville Avenue, Pendle, PA 19047. That's Vibrant Finish. For all you need in powder coating and wheel repair, they make your ride look sweet. So give them a call.
All right, we're going to bring this guy in real quick, and we will talk to him. You're in pink today, Billy. I hope you like it. All right, Billy Kleinsman, the voice of Maple Grove Raceway. Billy, what's happening, man? Billy, it's just too damn cold outside.
Yes, it is. How are you guys doing? Pretty good. As you can see, I broke out the old NHRA hoodie, so I'm supporting.
Man, look at you. See, I should
supporting
see
the
your cold.
NHRA this weekend.
Well, there you go. What happened over the weekend, and what's happening this weekend?
Oh yeah, this past weekend we put a capper on the major events for this season with the famed Pennsylvania Dutch Classic. For all the people out there that don't know that, that's one of our longest running events that started in 1971. For those of you that follow NHRA drag racing, as you know, the Dutch Classic, or been to the Dutch Classic over the years, originally that was a pro and a sportsman event back in the days, and then in the early 80s they moved the pros out of the way, and now it's just strictly a sportsman event. But it's the second largest national opening event going on in the country right now, next to the Sports Nationals in Bowling Green. So, I mean, if you're an NHRA sportsman racer, the PA Dutch Classic, that's a race that everybody wants to win. We had a huge crowd on throughout the weekend. We had a huge turnout of racers because it was the last event to get a Wally for the season for NHRA Division 1, and we were real happy with the turnout this weekend.
Now, what do you got going on this weekend?
This weekend, it's all about selling and swapping. If you have stuff that you want to get rid of, or you have a winter project that you're going to be working on this winter, this Saturday is the place to be at Maple Grove Raceway. We have our third and final swap meet of the season. For those of you that have been to Maple Grove Raceway and have attended our swap meets, as you guys know, they're the largest in the area. So this weekend's Saturday, it's going to be taking place. It's going to be a great turnout, and we look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday.
All right, Billy, keep doing what you're doing. Stay warm and stay out of the rain tomorrow.
Will do, guys. And before I go, I'd like to give 2 quick shout-outs if I can.
Sure.
First, I'd like to give a shout-out to Matt Wachowski. He's one of our Maple Grove hometown heroes, as I like to call him, as I promote them on our social media pages. He's going out to Vegas this weekend to compete for the National Summit ET National Championship in Super Pro. So we're really rooting for him to bring home the championship. He's a 2-time Maple Grove track champion in the junior dragster category. Just picked up his first division championship in the big cars, as the junior kids call them when they move into the big cars. So we're real proud of him. And also, I'd like to give a shout out to Northampton's own Austin Beers. For those of you that follow Asphalt Modified Racing, as you know, Thursday he became the youngest champion in the Whelen Modified Tour history in its 40th year. So coming from a fellow young guy, it's always good to see 2 young kids in Pennsylvania doing good things in racing. And Austin, if you hear this, this isn't your first championship. You got a lot more coming your way, kid. And on behalf of everyone here in the state of PA, congratulations on becoming the youngest Whelen Modified Tour champion last Thursday in Martinsville.
What about Billy going circle track on us?
Way
Billy,
to go,
pull
Bill.
one out.
Thanks for bringing that one
There
up.
you go, Billy. Thank you. And we will talk to you next week. My man, Billy, pulling one out of his
Anytime.
hat. Thanks, Billy.
Yeah, anytime, guys.
All right, brother. Now, Don Allen, give him a big thumbs up. Don lost his sister, Kathy, so we want to send our condolences and some prayers to Don. Don's always one of the first ones in the room with us, and we appreciate Don doing what he does. He's our crash test dummy, so we want to send our condolences to Don. Anything you need, Don, you need some help from us, you got it. Now, this lady here
I'm so excited she's here.
is probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite woman racer. My nephew Nolan goes berserk over this lady here. Let's do this for a minute here. I have a couple pictures. First, we have this. I don't know if she has any left, but that's a cool t-shirt right there.
Yep.
Okay. Then we have this. That is from last weekend. She won another feature at New Egypt Speedway, and she has a ton of followers and fans at New Egypt Speedway. We're going to bring her on. Heidi Hedden.
Hey, Heidi.
Hi, guys.
So thank you so much for hanging in there. And I figured, give you a little kind of
Thank you.
clue of what we're doing. So we kind of held off for you in a little bit. So I hope you're, a little more comfortable. This guy's really intimidating. He's just, you got to watch him. So
Not to her, I'm not. It's me and her at best foot.
this is a big thing, talking on TV and,
Oh, I know.
it's all good.
I know.
So I, in doing, as I do all the research and figuring out all this stuff, sometimes I make mistakes like I did with Addie's, but as I'm doing this research, you've been racing for a while. And like in divisions, I didn't realize that you raced in. I'm super excited. Can you tell us a little bit about when you got started, how you got started, what divisions you've run in? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So we started in the end of the season of 2008 at West End Speedway. It was actually because I had met a new friend who asked me if I wanted to come watch her race. And I thought that was cool because I had always been around mechanical things with my dad and everything. So I asked him if he'd take me to see her, and he said he would. We got there, we're watching. He looks down at me and goes, "You want to try, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And the next weekend, he started looking for a car for me, and we finally found one because I was already 15 when we started. So most of the cars that were up for sale were for the 5-year-olds and all. So took us a little bit, but we found it. And at the end of the season, we started running, and they had us start from the very beginning and move up until I got up to the 160s and ran that for quite a few years. We did a season at Blue Mountain. And then we moved into 600 micros after that. We ran those at Hamlin for quite a few years, and then we went to Kutztown, and then I wound up being invited to run a powder puff race at New Egypt in Crate Sportsman, and my dad had asked me, what did I want to do? Did I want to move up, or did I want the money to go to freshening up the 600? And going back to Saturday night racing was going to be a lot easier for us in general. So, and it was exciting and new and different. So I said, let's go that way. So we started our rookie season at New Egypt. And that rookie season is when they started showcasing the Crate sprint cars. And for us, with it just being my dad and I, a car that we don't have to take halfway apart to get to making any changes or doing any work on was definitely the way for us to go. So the next season we took the motor right out of the Crate car and out of the Crate Sportsman and put it in the sprint car, and we started that class, and actually was given an open modified engine to run a couple races as well. So that car stayed with us for a little bit until we finally found it a new home, and then went strictly the Crate wingless car. And then the USAC crew, the East Coast USAC guys started, and we ran with them with the Crate car at some of the smaller tracks until we made the decision to build a secondary car. We waited for a little bit of time to make sure that we could put a transmission and starter in it, because with it just being my dad and I, we weren't going to be able to push the car around or anything like that. So we waited, we got the permission, and Dad started getting to work. He had to do a lot of custom fabrication in order to make that work, since sprint cars don't typically have a transmission or starter, so there's nothing that you can go out and buy. So we had to make, And I'm extremely thankful and lucky that my dad is able to do that kind of fabrication and design and all. So
Well, I remember just watching you in those sprints, and just to see you, like I could almost see you getting better all the time. Just like you could just see where she's like, you would come in and you throw that thing around like nobody's business. And I'm so excited every time I watch you and you go in there, and the battles that you've had with Rich Meller, I mean, it's just impressive to me. But you talk about your dad and his ingenuity. I mean, one of the things that you do outside of racing, and I found this really great, is that what your job is. Can you talk to us a little bit about that and what you do for work outside of racing?
yeah, so I'm a designer for hydraulic systems, and I've been doing that since was it 2016?
Oh, wow.
Or I think that's when I came on full time at Airline Hydraulics, and I've slowly started on the smaller units. So they do a lot of smaller side units for just about anything. But as I've progressed there, I am now specialized in power gen. So for power plants and power generation for nuclear or for hydro and
So she's a rocket scientist.
She's an engineer.
Yes,
She
she
is
sure
an
is.
amazing, like, I
Yep.
wanted people to know that, Heidi's just not just another pretty face.
I know
She,
that.
she's a race car driver. She's an engineer. You're working in these, quote unquote male dominated industries, but you're out there killing it.
She's cool.
And I think that is awesome.
And she also drove my brother's championship car at New Egypt. She drove the 99 vintage car at New Egypt. I said, you know whose car this is, right? She goes, yeah. I said, that's my brother's only championship car, and Mr. Hendrickson has it. And we're gonna do some stuff with that. And yes, she actually drove the 99. Pretty cool.
Heidi, do you think your engineering background, and obviously being with your dad and around all that mechanical stuff, do you think that gives you an edge when it comes to like understanding your car and setup and just like race day adjustments? Or is it just a language you've kind of learned with your dad?
I think it's just a language that I've learned with my dad. Honestly, I think being around my dad and racing helped me with my work more than the other way around. When I went into hydraulics, I had no formal training. I just had listening to my dad on the phone talk about troubleshooting different circuits and stuff like that while we were driving to the racetracks. We would be in the truck and he would be getting phone calls and doing that kind of stuff. So that was what I had as background going into it. And I've learned on the job and learned on race day. Like there is no real training. It's on the job, on site, learn it and figure it out.
Well, I'll tell you, that's how I learned. I was just like you and your dad. I was a one woman crew. I towed my car on an open trailer back and forth, and I had friends that would come and help me, and sometimes they could, sometimes they couldn't, and you make it work, right? So I super proud and excited for everything that you and your dad have been doing. As the season's kind of winding down, do you have any goals for 2026?
Pretty much the only goal I ever have is just to enjoy the season. I just want to have a good season to enjoy time together and have fun.
She has the right attitude.
That is when you stop having fun is when you shouldn't do it anymore. So I love to hear that. Anything else you want to share with us, Heidi? I'm so glad that you came on with us today. I learned so much from you, and I hope everybody listening did too.
I don't have anything else, but thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely.
We love having you.
Big hugs to your dad. We love you too. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Heidi Hedden, okay. It's very popular at New Egypt.
She is.
The people go crazy
great.
when
I
she
love
went.
her.
Now, this other lady, better late than never, Shelby. She's in there. I don't know. She looks like she's sitting at the bar.
Well,
drinking,
Fred is
having a
sitting at
drink.
the
Fred's
Fred is sitting at the
bar,
bar.
and let's
Wait, are you two at the same bar?
well, if he
I-
is at the same bar with her, he's going to get himself in trouble.
He's like, no.
So let's bring this young lady in. First of all, hold on a minute here. I want to.
She looks.
Oh, look at her! Ain't she
That's why she
gorgeous?
was late. She was
yeah.
doing her hair. She wanted to
Now,
be good for the camera.
I'm going to put a picture up here. Tell me this isn't a determined look.
I love
wow.
that. Yeah, that's
Look
one
at
of my
them-
favorite shots.
Look at them beautiful eyes on that young lady. And then I have this. So if she has any t-shirts left, you can look at them eyes and buy the t-shirt. Okay.
Hypnotized.
That's right.
The cool thing was she won the heat race. I went over and seen her. She was so excited. And
Yeah.
I said, you're the fastest so far. And she goes, really? I said, yeah. So I said, but the main question I want to ask you is, will you come on Wide Open Wednesday and be on our show? And she said, absolutely. I'd love to do it. And here you are, young lady. This is the cool part right here. This is where we
Oh,
have some
yeah.
fun. It's Leadfoot Ladies of Racing. This is our segment that me and Fred give to Kate. She grabs the ladies, like the people she does at Motorsports. She grabs the kids for us and stuff. But I really like watching you race the Sprinter. You really get that thing around there. That's pretty cool.
Oh, I have a blast in the sprint car. And for this year, I would say has kind of been a turning point for me where things are starting to make more sense of really just traveling around to different tracks, racing with new people. And everyone has always told me, and I guess it's the tale as old as time with any car, is the faster you go, the easier it'll be. And it is. It's the truth. And every time I go to different spots, I just learn a little more and more and have more fun.
And you build that confidence too every time that you can,
Oh, yeah.
you start to, if you throw it and it sticks and it's like, oh, that worked.
Ooh,
Let's try
it
that
works.
again.
Oh yeah, I used to like for my first 2 years, I was the bottomest feeder you could ever imagine. I had multiple like people on the track would say, "Listen, like if I see you on the track, I know you're gonna run the bottom or the middle." And so now finally, like this past 2 years, I can run the top. Bridgeport's bitten me a couple times, but it's kind of cool because even after like my incident at Bridgeport, I came back and I put the right rear up there a little close to the loose stuff and it stuck. It worked, got a good run, got some quicker times, and you're like, okay, I'm good. It works. Maybe
The
I can stay up here.
The best part is when you have one of those incidents. Mine was my second race out and I flipped and barrel rolled down the front stretch and landed on my roof. The fact that you can then get back in that car and do it again is what's most important. So super proud of you and excited for you for that. So the one thing that, obviously I want to talk about racing, but in doing my research, you have a little something else that I was not aware of. A different kind of horsepower that you
definitely.
like. So can you talk to us a little bit about your horseback riding, what do they
Yes.
call it? Equestrian
So
skills?
equestrian. I would be considered a hunter in the equestrian world. I started riding at 6 years old. My cousin brought me to the horse farm and she introduced me to her childhood trainer. And I went to the farm throughout my entire life and got my first pony at the age of, I was probably about like 11, 12. Her name is Jelly Bean.
Aw.
I still own her and she is at my stepmom's place, getting loved on by little kids. She's 26 this year,
Oh,
still
wow.
puts around. And now I own a thoroughbred who's 17 years old. His name is Guinness. He's off the
We
track.
like that.
and- yes, Guinea. I call him Guinea Pig because he's pretty fat and rotund, but right now he's semi-retired due to something called kissing spine, which is where the vertebrae in their back overlap. So he's still great for light trail riding and putting around, but I don't do the show circuit anymore. But I still have fun. I keep him at my friend's spot and I'll putt around, ride my friend's horses, and I love my four-legged friends.
So what is the difference? Obviously, there's a big difference between a horse and a car, but I mean
Yeah.
that
One
But
one
the-
to 500.
right. But like the adrenaline and the passion for competing with your horse versus competing in your race car? Talk to me a little bit about that.
So I really find it similar. I never really did well in like high school sports, team sports, like soccer, lacrosse, softball. I played all of those, and it just never worked well with me. And not even saying I liked it by myself. Like I'm not even good by myself, but I like the team partnership. Even if the car is an inanimate object, it's my friend. You know what I mean? And I compare the two is there's a lot of give and take there. Where with the horse, if he's not in the mood or if they're like you have to communicate the entire time, and there's a lot of patience that goes through with riding that I would say traveled over into the race car, where especially my first few years racing I had to figure out my driving style. And my dad would set up a car, thank you to my father, he would set up a car that was great, but I didn't know if I liked it or not. So there's a lot of battle of, is the car not good for me, am I not helping the car? And it was a lot of patience to understand that I needed to adjust myself to accommodate what the car needed. And I would say that definitely helped me in the race car. And again, like Guinness isn't he's an opinionated dude. I call him a teenager who has the grumpy little demeanor. And it's a lot of patience of, okay, like sit down, regroup. If I'm on the race car, I have a bad corner, exit off 4 real bad. Okay, under the flag stand, new lap. Take it down, readjust. Now we're not there anymore. Let's reset. So I'd say that definitely helped.
No, that's awesome. How did you learn that language with your dad? Because that's so very important to be able to tell him what the car is doing and then have him be able to adjust the car to make that work. So how did that work, being you and your dad?
Well, I would say my brother also helps crew on the car, and he's been very helpful, and my uncle, and they haven't been in the car. My brother's been in a few times, but they have a few insights. My brother will sit in the infield and he'll see what I'm doing. And Mike Higginbottom, who has been a pleasure, everyone knows Mike.
Yep,
he would
he's
see
great.
what goes on, and he's more my dad's a little bit more of a antsy guy. He wants the answer now. I saw it. But I definitely had a few friends over the past few years, because I'm not late answering questions, right? He's like, what's this? I confuse tight and loose for a push to, you know what I mean, for the longest time. And finally, everyone would kind of sit down and discuss it with me and educate me the right terms. And I'd say, okay, sit down and figure it out. And also GoPros. The GoPro doesn't lie. So if I confuse with this, I feel to this, the GoPro will adjust it and I'll say, this is what I did and this is what I did to fix it. And my dad would help educate me, like in the car, in watching it. This is what you do. This is what this is called. And now 4 years in, we have a pretty good rapport of what we need. And honestly, my dad from the jump has really set it on target of what I need as in a car. If I go to a track, I unload pretty fast. And I'm very grateful for that. He's read me in a car better than I read myself.
No,
all right,
that's
answer the
awesome.
question.
Explain the name of her race car. I call her Miss THC because my dad's business name, my main sponsor, is Tin Hoagie Customs, and she's my race car is my buddy, so I call her Miss THC. Miss THC and I go to the track and we race.
Okay, that's good enough for me.
We love that.
Hopefully it's good enough for Mr. Dustslap. That's the guy that goes around the track with the camera.
Yes.
He's a pretty good friend of mine. A lot of people don't understand him sometimes. He kind of, he speaks a little bit of broken English, but he's trying real hard and he does a really good job. He takes a lot of good pictures and he does a lot of good videos. So just bear with him. He's learning. He's doing a good job. We all have to start. What the hell was that?
Sorry, it's my cousin's cat Chowder.
Hi, Chowder.
Look
You
at
want to be
Chowder.
on
Chowder's
screen?
like, what the hell's going on here?
Yesterday was the official Black Cat Day.
There you have
National
it.
Black Cat Day was yesterday.
So
He's just
He's
a
a
day late
nosy
and a dollar
man.
short.
there you have it.
Well, I know I just want to apologize for us going over a little bit.
No.
But I thank you for that.
We own the show. We can go over,
I
especially
know.
when the girls are good looking. Keep going.
So one last question. I've really, having watched, one of my best friends, her husband is Bobby DeVault. I've watched Buddy Schweiben since he was in quarter midgets. So like I watch Mass on a regular basis, and just to have seen the progression that you've made is just wonderful. And I'm super excited to see what's going to happen next.
Thank you.
So with the season wrapping up, do you have any big plans for 2026 or?
For 2026, I would say if you asked me this question in 2024, 2025 season went above and beyond what I would have asked for, having multiple top fives and top three, and almost more than half my races ending in top tens. Again, I liked Heidi's answer of just still having fun and having more fun than I did the last previous year. Again, finishing top 5 in the points would be a goal. But again, my family and I, we don't go for points. We go for the fun and the story. And that ends up with us in Ohio or Western PA, because my boyfriend lives out there, and we'll race out Mercer and Lernerville. And we're going to Florida to run with AFCS, and we'll follow the USCS tour on home. And as long as we come back from a race and the stories are good and the car loads up well, and we could say I got faster throughout the night, that's all I can ask for.
And that's awesome, because that's really, if you think about it, back in the day, that's really all it was. Like, people didn't have anything else to do, so they would go to the races and then hang out, and they'd argue and do whatever, but the next day they were all friends again, right? So yeah. I love that, and I continue to have that, continue to share that, and just keep doing a great job and having fun. And the Mass group, I got to give Erica and Eddie huge kudos, because they have taken that class and have just done amazing things, and it is just a great group of people. So I think you're in a great place. But just keep up the great work, and I'm so thankful for you joining the show today, Shelby. Thank you so much.
And keep winning heat races, and Uncle Nick will come talk to you when you win the heat races.
No, I want you to talk to me in Victory Lane.
Well, I can do that
That's
too.
what I want to hear.
We can do that. Well, that's not a problem.
I've got second through 24th. I need the top spot.
All right, no problem. Just keep
Don't
doing
be like
what you're
me.
doing.
Make sure you get at least one.
Keep doing what you're doing. Well, we appreciate you. It's an open door policy. When we're at Motorsports, come up and see us. We're going to do live feeds from there, and we'll do what we need to do. All right?
I will. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Shelby. We appreciate having you. Thank you very much. Now, we are going to do this.
You got to bring it back on.
This guy. We're going to Earl, look, he's sitting at the bar, Earl. He's
look at that. What a group.
This is the best green room ever.
Yeah.
So we got to go to Augusta, Georgia to get to the best green room ever, Fred? What the hell?
Yes, you do. You need to come down here. Everybody needs to come down here. This is a lot of fun down in Augusta.
Nick and Kate's green room tonight is really good. We had baked salmon, Brussels sprouts, some fried rice, a little, liquid refreshment. I tell you what, Fred, you got to get back here. This is.
I'm sorry. I'll stick with my bar pie and gin.
Yeah.
See, look, bar pie, Fred. While you're on here, let's talk about Hot Rod Santa real quick.
Okay.
Shameless plug. December 6th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Hot Rod Santa, Fletcher's Garage, right on the premises. 10th annual Hot Rod Santa. The John Lesky Memorial Toys for Tots Drive. Puss in Boots is going to be there with a food truck. Variant Finish is a sponsor. Someone's going to get a chance to win 4 tires. WBCP is going to do a live broadcast. Me and Fred are going to do a live broadcast. Tell everybody else what I missed, Fred.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a blast over there. We got a whole lot of cars lined up, a whole lot of race cars lined up.
And we're shooting for 2,500 toys.
Yes.
Yep, as many as we can get. But they're always trying to outdo last year, and last year was 2307. So let's try to step it up, kick it up a bit.
And gift cards accepted as well.
Yes.
Yeah, gift cards.
We're going to do that, and we're going to have some fun. The show was great tonight. The girls are cool.
Yeah, fantastic show.
Great to have.
That was great.
In
that
here
was a great
night.
Sorry we went over a little. I was chatty with the girls.
Good.
That's fine.
It's our show.
Better than with us ugly guys on there.
Yeah, there you have it. See, and but yeah, Earl, we appreciate you being on with us.
Thank you.
Any last words, Earl?
Yeah, you know what? We were talking before, again, ladies in racing night. We were talking about the Arthofer sisters, Peyton and Avery, who race at Wall Stadium. They began regulars this year, and again, after racing at Mahoning and Evergreen regularly. This past weekend, they had the King and the Green weekend at Evergreen Raceway. That's a very fine 3rd mile paved track in St. John's, Pennsylvania. That's their big year-end show. And Peyton and her sister Avery ran in the Crate Sportsman division at Wall Stadium this year. But this past weekend, Peyton was driving the number 71 Camaro in the street stock division, and she finished a very fine 3rd place in the street stock feature, 40 laps behind Frankie Althouse and Eric Coker. So shout out to Peyton Arthofer, continuing her racing this year, and she finished a very good 3rd with the number 71 Camaro at Evergreen. So, yeah, the racing continues.
All right, Earl, there's no America's Mechanic tomorrow because, of course, he's going to be at the bar for the rest of the day.
I see that.
And there is no need for speed tomorrow. So, but
when I get back, Earl and I and Mark are going to the Flying Pig down in Bordentown. So
yeah, we're going to
start. Continue this.
Yeah, we're going to start discussing.
Well, there you go.
Capsule.
Well, as long as you're having fun, the rain is coming, so be prepared. So be prepared.
It's been raining down here the whole time.
So,
That's
like
kind
I
of
said, we
cool.
send our condolences to Don Allen. He lost his sister
Yes.
Kathy.
Really.
We also, if you are interested in paying your respects to Kenny Roth, Kenny, of course, was the guy that he was a very good artist. Lettered a lot of race cars. Lettered our
Yes.
last race car, race go-karts with Kenny. He was a great kid. So if you want to pay your respects to Kenny, you could do that Saturday, November 1st. 10 to 12 is the viewing, and then 12 to 1 is the service. And it's at Polson and Van Nuys Funeral Director's Home at 650 Lawrence Road in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. So if you want to do that, you can do that Saturday. I know I'll be there. Yeah, he was a great kid. I raced go-karts with him. He was a great adult. He had 3 daughters, lovely wife. Yeah, just a tough 2 weeks here. I got to thank everybody for everything they did for me Sunday. Got to see Warren finally. He hasn't been around for a while, but he come to pay his respects to my brother John. Everybody that came out, everybody that texted, everybody that phone called me. I'm still getting phone calls from people. You have no idea what you have done for my family to get us through this rough time. John was a father figure to me, great race car driver, great businessman. Yeah, this one's going to take a little while. We'll have our moments, but I have a lot of good people around me that are going to get me through this, and I couldn't have done it without you guys, and I really appreciate it.
All right.
All right,
think
we
we'll
are going
sign
to
off.
sign off, do a couple more of our ads that we need to do, take care of a couple people, and we're going to sign off. So Fred and Earl, Fred, don't fall asleep at the bar, Fred. Earl, we'll talk to you later.
All right, look forward-
That's my flight in the morning. I'm good.
All right, brother, we'll
Nick,
talk to you
great show
later.
tonight.
All right, see ya. All right, we're going to do our ads that we didn't.
Let's talk about transmissions for a minute. You want to get to victory lane, you can't be in low gear, you got to be in high gear. I'm talking about High Gear Transmissions located in South Jersey. That's right. We specialize in repair, refresh, and troubleshooting your Northeast Dirt modified transmissions. That's right, High Gear. They specialize in Burt Generation 1 and 2 transmissions, and they also service Winters transmissions. It's home of the modified number 13P, driven by Anthony Tramontana Jr. They have reasonable pricing, quick turnaround. You can pick your transmission up at New Egypt Speedway or Bridgeport Speedway, and you can find them on Facebook at High Gear Transmissions. Now, these transmissions are serviced by a great tech, Anthony Tramontana Sr. You can give him a call at 609-385-3084. That's right, High Gear Transmissions. You know, the season-ending season, and you're worried about that transmission, you're worried about it getting serviced, why not call High Gear and get it done? They'll take care of your transmission. You won't have to worry about it. When you put it back in the car, you'll put it in gear, you'll go to victory lane, you'll be in high gear, and you'll be a winner with High Gear.
That's right, High Gear. They also do now sprint car transmissions. Make sure if you have a wingless sprint car, they take care of them. Any sprint car transmission now. See Mr. Tramontana, he'll hook you up. He hooked Fred up. Fred's going to be living the life of leisure when he drives that C141 now. So that's going to be a good deal. A couple more commercials here that we got to do, especially this guy, or he's going to fire us.
Up next, we have Fletcher's Garage. That's right, the main sponsor of Wide Open Wednesday, and they are located at 480 Hood Boulevard in Fairless Hills. Their phone number is 215-295-4931, and their motto is, if they can't fix it, it's broke. It's home of America's mechanic, Fred Fletcher, and he also does Need for Speed on WBCB on Thursday mornings. So keep an eye out for Mr. Fletcher, America's mechanic. Also, we have Reliable Consulting, Sales, Training, and Marketing, brought to you by Chris Bennett. His phone number is 215-206-9053. We thank all our sponsors for participating on Wide Open Wednesday. Hey, you ever wanted to get shot? And I'm not talking about by a gun. I'm talking about getting shot by one of the best photographers around, Jim Brown Racing Photos. You ever need your racing photos, you got to get them from Jim Brown. Hey, what can Brown do for you? He can produce your best racing photos. Jim Brown.
All right, gang, that about wrap us up. We're going to go do what we got to do. Me and Kate and Nancy are going to Nifty 50s.
Woohoo!
So Nancy's going to go over there and get us a seat. We're going to go there and check out Nifty 50s. We appreciate everybody being
we
on
held
tonight.
the fort down without Fred tonight.
Want to thank all our guests for
Studio's
being on
still in
tonight.
one piece. We
All the
didn't break
girls.
anything.
Yeah, we didn't break nothing. Maybe later, but not now.
I'm leaving before anything gets broken.
So me and Kate are going to go over to Nifty 50s and have a nice meal. And we'll see you next Wednesday night. Like I said, if you're interested in paying your respects to Kenny Roth, that's the Polson and Van Nuys Funeral Home, 650 Lawrence Road in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. In Lawrenceville, that's right. 10 to 12 is the viewing. 12 to 1 is the service. So if you loved Kenny Roth, go pay your respects. I'm sure his family would appreciate it. Of course, his father, Wayne Roth, was a crew chief on my brother John's car. Make sure you get your copy of Ariel Racing News. The legend took care of my brother John, wrote a nice story about my brother John, his racing career and his life. And that's one that I'm going to have put in the frame and hang on my wall. Thanks, Earl, for everything you do. I appreciate it. That, as Kyle Koretsky would say, I'm out.
Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for being a part of Wide Open Wednesday. We'd like to thank all our sponsors and everybody involved here. Thanks for stopping in. We hope you enjoy the show.